it wasn't all good, but, you know, I'm a shot, man. I'm trying to get some pussy, man.
Yeah, the dude was raped too. The dude was probably raped in Germany. A lot of guys get raped in Germany.
Raping.
You know what I'm saying? Like that guy, what's his name, man? The guy,
Grandmaster?
No, not Grandmaster, man. This nigga, man. He's tall. It's like the game.
Oh, yeah.
The game.
That guy, man. He's a mo.
Remember that guy in the game? He's actually quite tall. He's got tattoos on him.
Yeah, he looks.
I remember he was on a show and he was talking about his gang life and shit. He was a part of the Crips, innit? Was it the Bloods or the Crips? It was the Bloods. It was the Bloods, innit?
I saw that show as well. It was similar to the Ricky Lake show.
And he was wearing his Timberlands, innit?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was talking about, and in my head, he's like, and all the ladies was there in the show. I'm thinking, yeah, he's just doing it to get some props, man. You know what I'm saying? He's just doing it to get some pussy, you know? But you see, but Paul, when he was saying it, he wasn't trying to get no props for that. He knew that was a shame what he did, man. That just for that, he should have been put to death for this shit. He's quite thankful that the Most High preserved him for the things he did, man. He's actually genuinely ashamed for what he did, man. You know what I'm saying? That's to humble him throughout the whole ministry. The fact that he did the mightiest acts, but he probably felt like he had to make up for the evil that he did, man. Because he did a lot of evil, man. And the Most High showed him, Yahawashi actually taught him when he kicked him off that horse.
Yeah, he taught him a lesson, yeah.
Okay, so Yahawashi must have really humbled him, man. Go ahead.
It says, verse 15, this is a faithful saying and worthy of all acceptation, that Hamashiach Yahawashi came into the world to save sinners, of whom I am chief.
Whom I am chief, man.
Howbeit for this cause I obtained mercy, in that me first Yahawashi Hamashiach might shew forth all long suffering for a pattern to them which should hereafter believe on him to life everlasting.
So Paul likened himself to a chief sinner. That's deep. You know
Yeah, he persecuted the church, and that would really mess you up inside, knowing that you actually persecuted the church, man. That would mess you up inside. So I mean, yeah, it's true. Like Paul, but again, it took strength for him to confess that this is what I did wrong. You know, and that's what you have to do. You have to confess, man.
He probably cried as well.
Yeah.
When Yahawashi opened up his eyes to realize what he actually did. Because when he did it, he thought he was doing something righteous. He was killing off, you know, because the Jews had a problem with the Christians. They were calling them Christians. They believed them to like be trying to fuck up ancient tradition. They're trying to bring in heathenistic Israelites into the synagogue and shit. And Paul was getting rid of them, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So when Yahawashi woke him up to what was actually going on, that the Lord was actually waking up the tabernacle of David, that's when he realized, oh shit, I was wrong. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because I think he was behind killing Stephen too.
Yeah, he was there. He was there when Stephen's body was on the floor. Paul was witness to that.
Yeah.
Because he had ordered his death.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah. So this goes back to what we were saying about, was it confessions? What did you say? Confessions clean the soul.
Confessions is good for the soul.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's an old saying, man. The Irish people, them, the Catholic thing, them.
But that's how you know.
And they encourage you to do it, but they're not sincere with it. But we're sincere with it.
You know, that's how you clean. That's how you get rid of the filth, man. If you done something wicked, get rid of the filth by confessing.
And just
get rid of the dross, man, by confessing. That's how you clean your inside.
Just be real with it, man.
That's how you clean off the dirt inside. Get rid of it, man. Confess it. You know what I'm saying? But don't shy away from admitting to it.
And it's like when you came into the truth, like I said before, we were in the truth. Hey, we be doing all kind of nonsense, man. You know, up to no good and stealing from people, this and that and the third. So again, you can't call yourself a guy that has not committed sin. Otherwise, you're lying to yourself. You committed sin. You transgressed. You was out there. Well, he was out there with Jake being niggas and shit. He was doing that. So for us to turn a blind eye to our past, we're just playing ourselves at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? So ultimately what it revolves around is if you're doing something wrong, just own up to it and deal with it and move on, man. And forget about it. You know, if a brother did you wrong or whatever, you're supposed to forgive that brother. You understand? Because a lot of us, like we was going into before, a lot of us are in the flesh. So we do things that we may not mean to do, that we may have thought that was good, but it's not good. But that's for us to build on that and move forward.
And the point I
That's
want to
just
make
the
is,
thing now.
is that that's the type of spirit or soul that the Lord wants us to have when we obtain rulership. That when
It's
we're
called looking in the mirror,
when we're
yeah.
ruling over people, we remember the shit that we did, man. That we were once mortal.
Yep.
We were once sinners. Just like the people who
Exactly.
we're now judging.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So when Paul was going around teaching others, he remembered that he was once a chief sinner.
Exactly. Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Beautiful.
So the Lord also wants us to have that same
Right.
mentality when we're sitting in rulership.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
But
You know what I'm
even
saying?
now, because I mean, to really be honest with you, man, it's like when I first came into the truth. Shalom, man. When I first came into the truth, man, like, you know, that spirit would kind of come on you because you was on fire. The Holy Spirit would come on you and you be on fire and you be getting them the 2/3 and you niggas this and you niggas that. And sometimes, you know, you do it out of frustration.
Yeah.
But you also, like the brother he made a beautiful point. Before you come into the truth, like I said, you're on fire, you're cursing people out. But then you gotta revert back to how you was in the world.
Yeah, we were once like them.
We was like them. We was under the trans, we was under the media, and we was doing as what everybody else was doing. You know what I mean? And to a certain degree, I understand why Jake is doing what they're doing. Because simply they're under a trance, like we were under a trance. I know I was under a trance
All of
when
us.
I was in the world.
All
man.
of us, brother. All of us.
I was hanging around the crew and, you know,
Yeah.
doing what the crew was doing and shit, you know. So
Wow.
hey, it is what it is, man. You know, you was doing what your squadron was doing. Hey, but that's it right there, man. Any brothers got any more scriptures
Yeah,
to bring
I've
out?
got one here.
Come on.
Ecclesiasticus 3, I'll start at 18. It says, "The greater thou art, the more humble thyself."
Yeah. And that's
So let me read that again.
Yeah, it's a lot.
The greater thou art, the more humble thyself.
Yeah. And that's something that Esau hasn't applied. Esau ain't applying that. That's
Wow.
why. That's another reason as to why Esau is coming down, because they're ruling with pride. The greater they become, the more pride they get. But in the kingdom, we're going to be much more humble. We're going to know our place, even though we're going to have those thrones and those crowns. You see, and we're going to be very humble.
Right.
Because we're gonna know exactly why we should be humble, and show that proper example to the children of Israel, the rest of the people.
Yeah.
You know, so read some more on that.
Yeah,
brother.
it's a
You
bit
got some.
more.
Come on.
It says, "And thou shalt find favor before the Lord.
Yeah,
Many are in high places of renown, but mysteries are revealed unto the meek."
right. But mysteries are revealed unto the
1
meek.
second.
The
Hold
lowly,
that
the
for me.
meek is the lowly.
Yeah, do it.
So the Lord is only concerned. The Most High don't care about the guy that's above and beyond, and he's doing good, and he looks the part. The Lord is dealing with a bunch of nobodies, so that He can show His majesty and His power, dealing with the lowly, the meek. As it says, the meek shall inherit the earth. Go on, brother.
It says, verse 20 says, "For the power of the Lord is great, and he is honored of the lowly."
Yeah, the power. What is it? Read that again.
For the power of the Lord is great,
Right. For the power of the Lord is great. Go on.
and he is honored of the lowly.
And He is honored among the lowly. You see? So His majesty is going to be honored amongst the lowly. He's going to set a group of nobodies above and beyond power. And then you're going to be wondering, like, how the hell these guys get into power? As it says in the Apocrypha, it says, the one that was not thought of have worn the crown. That's how the Lord shows who He is. So yeah, there you have it, man. That's it on that, right?
Yeah.
Come.
Because when you think about it, he rose up. He saw what the brother made the point. He even rose up
Yeah.
at the base man above
Basis
us,
of all men.
who didn't deserve it, just
Yeah.
to make a point. So imagine for the ones that you could
Oh,
say
yeah,
we
Samuel chapter 2.
deserved it because he put us through it. Imagine what He's going to do with us,
Yeah.
Lord willing, with them men, you know.
Exactly. Yeah, 1 Samuel chapter 2. You can start with verse Start with verse 6.
This is 1 Samuel chapter 2 and 6. The Lord Yahawah Yahawashi killeth and maketh alive. He bringeth down to the grave and bringeth up. The Lord Yahawah Yahawashi maketh poor
And some food or something.
and maketh rich. He bringeth low
Yeah.
and lifteth up.
Keep going.
He raiseth up the poor out of the dust
Right, he raiseth up the poor out of the dust. Go on.
and lifteth up the beggar from the dunghill,
Exactly.
to set them among princes and make them inherit the throne of glory.
See that? So this individual was in the dunghill. He was living in shit, basically. Now he's sitting on the throne. So that's gonna that in itself is gonna show the magnificence of the Most High Himself by getting them a nobody and setting them above and beyond.
Yep.
Someone who you never even thought would actually wear the crown.
And you know what that reminds me of, Elder?
Yeah.
Joseph. He was chucked into a pit by his brothers.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
And the next thing, he's in Egypt, you know, with the crown on,
Yeah.
you know, ruling their affairs.
Yeah.
That's an example of that.
And he became the first businessman in Egypt. He showed the people of Egypt how to do business.
Yeah.
And he was a leader of that. So, like you said, he was a man that was cast into a pit. So that's who the Lord deals with, man. The Lord ain't dealing with a guy that's well fit, perfect, and got it all going on. He's got money, he's got, you know, his wife and children and the likes. The Lord is dealing with the guys that are lowly, the guys that have not made a name for themselves, and you don't even know him, you don't even recognize him, you don't even bat an eye when you see him. You know, or you ain't even expecting them to have good credentials. That's who the Lord deals with. Yeah, so a couple of scriptures and we're gonna close out.
I've got
4 more minutes.
It's Deuteronomy 7 and 6. So it says, "For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy power. The Lord thy power hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth. The Lord did not set his love upon you, nor choose you because you were more in number."
Right, he didn't choose us because we were more in number. Go on.
"Than any people. For ye were the fewest of all people."
Because we were the fewest of all people. In other words, we were the least of all people, but he chose that. So you see how the Most High works? He deals with the least and builds on the least to become great.
And
You understand? You're going, brother?
that's also to exalt his own power.
Exactly.
Because he doesn't need the mightiest of men. That's why he chose King David. That's why he chose David. He chose David, man. That was
Yeah.
That
And
was
rejected Saul.
That was how it was meant to be, man.
Yeah.
To show his power. That's what it's all about at the end of the day.
He gets all the praises and the glory. Even what we're doing right now is representing the name of the Lord. He gets praises and glory through the works that we're doing. He put the Spirit on us to do the work. So it would have to go back in return, His glory. Hey, that's all we got. Brothers, got any more scriptures you want to bring up?
That's it.
All right, man. Yeah, so with that, we're giving all praises to the Most High and His Son.
Yahawah,
Bahasham,
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 Wa Abad Babo.
Shalom.